What's up, YouTube? I'm Robert, and you're watching the B1KER Bar Podcast. The design is something that's just, I don't know. I feel like it's very well thought out, and it's one of those like eye-catching kind of things. My buddy runs Stickered, and you guys Richard, and you guys just started doing something with him too. You guys got some kind of like wheel builder, like you can like kind of build your own decals and stuff like that on the Enve site.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's funny because, you know, the internet trolls are very, they love to point at Enve as like this, it's just a pretty decal. It's just it's just people that want to look the part. It's for the dentist at the coffee shop or whatever, and it's like
Chad, the dentist.
Chad, yeah. I mean, yeah, like there's something visually appealing. Like we love the fact that we have always blended fashion with function, and that it's always been performance first. But fashion is part of that. There's nothing that's a high performance anything in the world that doesn't look sexy, right? Like for the most part, that's what performance and those two things can go together. Like there's industrial designers have a job because of this, right? Like figuring out how to make a concept also look good and beautiful and function well. And
that's like almost the exact same thing that the owner of Eminent said about his design of his bike when he was designing it. Like,
oh, really?
Dead on. Yes. It's kind of funny you said that. Like, so anyways, yeah. So the
logo, yeah.
And does well as well,
Yeah. The logo is honestly, so like as a startup company, anybody that gets into business, like there's good decisions and there's good strategies, and then there's luck. Mm-hmm. And we did not get the Enve logo because of good strategy. It was us being ignorant to the fact that we were violating a trademark in Europe and then forcing ourselves to rebrand. Like that's in nobody's best interest if you're starting a business. But we got lucky, and we have a very iconic and what I would argue is a timeless logo now that is recognizable about anywhere you go. Like the wheels roll by and they're Enve. Right. And so over the years, we've always, Enve internally, we see ourselves as a very monochromatic, like function first brand. Like we're white and we're black and we're gray. Like that's our color palette. But it was interesting when we were, so we were bought by Amer Sports in 2016, and they were the ones that used to own Mavic as well. And when we had this acquisition happen and this integration happen, I remember we sat down with the Mavic team, and we were doing this exercise that seems really silly in retrospect, but we were basically going to present each other's brands to each other's brand team. Mm-hmm. And it was really interesting because the Mavic folks presented Enve as this really colorful and loud and bright color. It was all about color, and it was like, wow, we only do black. Like our stock decals are black and white. Like we've never done anything other. But it's because over the years, like every bike because we're so ingrained in the custom builder community with the custom bikes that are built, and like we did all that OEM spec with Santa Cruz where we had the color matched wheel decals and other brands. Like there's something we've said, people like their stuff to match and like look pretty and look intentional, and so the outsider looking in view is that like Enve is all these bright colors and this, that, and the other. And like us on the inside, we're like, oh, we didn't realize that people really viewed us as that. We've just always thought we were just, making things look pretty together. Right. In addition to, the performance attributes that come with that. And so long story short, custom decals became a real nightmare for us as a company over the years. Yeah. And so a little over a year ago, we embarked on a project to create a custom decal configurator, and to basically put the customization opportunity in the consumer's hand instead of like via email and phone call and whatever. And luckily there's guys like Richard, and he's an expert at making decals, which we are not. Like,
I know, definitely out there.
If anybody wants to, people always balk at the cost of a custom decal.
Yeah.
Call Richard up and ask anybody to make you a custom die cut vinyl decal and to do 12 of them for your wheel, and then, let us know what that cost you, because it's one of the biggest like eye-opening things is you don't realize how much goes into making a decal.
Yeah, totally.
It's actually a fairly like laborious hands-on process. Like, yeah, there's a printer and it prints stuff, but then there's like cutting stuff out and putting backing sheets on them and putting the backing sheet on the other. There's UV protectant layers, and we can do a whole other podcast.
Richard,
Does it tell everybody how expensive the decal is?
Bubbles out? Does it, not like some of these places you could get decals? Because back in the day, that's actually kind of how I met Richard. Was I was looking for decals for a custom build that I was doing.
Of course, we all did.
Right. And before, like, I would just get on like eBay and try to find somebody that had the color that I was looking for. Right. So maybe one time I ordered them from UK, and one time I ordered them from like some dude in New Zealand, and another time some guy in a grass hut in Zimbabwe. I don't know. You know what I mean? But like, like you never knew what you were getting. Right. And sometimes you would get some and like instantly, like a couple rides, a month down the road that they're peeling apart, the colors are falling off. So I can see with a brand like Enve, you don't want to compromise your brand either, but you want to give people that ability to like make it look good. And I think that's really cool that you guys have that partnership, but B, like that touch point with your customers. Like, I feel like everybody, like, you're spending a lot of money on this bike, or these wheels or whatever. Like, it's fun to make it personal to yours. It's not the same one that everybody else is riding down the street. And I feel like if if bike companies embrace that as well, where it's like, hey, I can pick this thing, and it's like options, like what color decals do I want? Like, and actually embracing it rather than just leaving it open to the, somebody else to go out there and maybe pick the wrong font, but now they're selling, all of these to so-and-so, but I think you get what I'm saying.
No, so for anybody that doesn't know, like, we just launched this custom decal configurator, and it's been really cool. It allows you to basically do whatever you want, as far as a wheel decal goes to. And then again, like they're printed by Stickered, who is extremely reputable and knowledgeable about how to make a quality, long-lasting, durable decal. It's a really cool experience. And again, it's just another value-added opportunity that you can get with Enve. And it's a sticker, it's a wheel decal, but we don't paint the decals on the rim because we know that you might take your wheels someday, and you might keep your wheel and sell the bike and put the alloy wheels that can't. A lot of our customers, they buy a complete bike, they upgrade the wheels to Enve, they keep the alloy wheels laying around, and then they sell the bike with the alloy wheels that are brand new, and then they put the Enve wheels on the next bike. Totally. And so, if decals are painted or graphics are painted, you can't, match the next bike. And, that's another area where we're still looking at, what's the next solution? What's a better solution for graphics? And, the plus side with decals is they're replaceable. The downside is that they wear out. So, but the good news is they're replaceable. So, yeah.
If you like that, make sure you check out the full episode. And hey, do me a favor, before you take off, hit the like and subscribe. A big thanks to the show sponsor, Project 321. Hit the link and show more and save up to 10% on your next wheel build.